Hello, hello! Welcome to the Daily Crossword Live. We are live on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. See some people joining on TikTok especially. Tivinetskaya is on Instagram. Welcome. We're going to get started in just a second. George joined. How you doing, Mahin? Thanks for sharing the live. Yeah, share with your friends. Saturday morning, great time for a crossword. So this is a show where we solve one of Arkadium's crossword puzzles together. My name is Jack. I will guide us through the crossword, but it's always more fun the more collaborative these are. So you should always see the clues toward the middle of your screen in this greenish panel. And if you think you know an answer, pop it into chat, and I'll try to collect everyone's input and really make this a group solving effort. I noticed Captain Jack is back. Welcome, Captain Jack. And 2 feet, teeth, toes. Welcome, Todd Bolding on Instagram. I noticed an issue with the sizing of the crossword today. When I was setting up the stream, you might notice that the bottom row of the crossword is cut off right now, and I can get it to view, but then the top row gets cut off. So I'll have to troubleshoot that after. But for now, let's just solve from the top down. And when we get to the bottom row, I'll fix it. Carter Note, hello on YouTube. All right. Let's dive into today's puzzle. I always like to check the title first. Today's is called Not Tough at All by Fred Piskup. We've solved a couple of Fred's puzzles on the channel already, and they're always a delight. And Not Tough at All, I don't think that's going to describe today's puzzle. I think this is going to be kind of between medium and hard difficulty is what I expect, just based on the day of the week that it's running. Captain Jack, hello to you. Warthog, hello to you. All right, should we dig into today's puzzle? African Amulet at 1 across, 4 letters. And let's check some of these crosses. Sharp Criticisms at 1 down. Oh no, that's not good either. The scroll. Yeah, something changed about the display here. I'll try to avoid that. Okay, I think we can sort of see the puzzle. Sharp Criticisms at 1 down, crossing African Amulet at 1 across. And then at 2 down, we have a state with 6 sides. Okay, I have an idea for this one. I'm assuming they're talking about a US state. And there are not that many 4-letter US states to begin with, let alone ones that have specifically 6 sides. So who's going to get the first answer in today's puzzle? Shania guesses Iowa, and Lucinda guesses Utah. Okay. Turns out there are at least 2 states with 4 letters. I guess Ohio also, but I'm pretty sure Ohio doesn't have 6 sides. But more people are coming in with Utah. In fact, even Shania changed her answer to Utah, and I like that as well. Utah has kind of that blocky shape. I think Utah definitely has 6 sides. Maybe I can't use the arrow keys to navigate today. I'll fix the crossword rendering after the stream. So we have now a U on African Amulet. Not that much clearer, though. And then 14 across, all-inclusive. 4 letters, T in the second slot. Sean joined. Welcome, Sean. And what's this little one down here? Mr. Monster 1230 on YouTube says, what if it's a cube because it's a state and it has 6 sides? That's that would be pretty cool if Utah were a cube. I think they mean sides like in the 2-dimensional sense rather than like the faces of a cube. But that would be awesome if there was a cubic state. What do we have? Zip it. And I see people in TikTok chat writing shh. And for a second, I thought they were telling me to be quiet. But no, it looks like zip it is shush. Sean writes, dearly beloved, we are gathered here for our regularly scheduled crossword. Exactly. And it is regular. We do this every day. If you're new here, you should know this is called the Daily Crossword Live because we do this daily, every day at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Sharp Criticisms. I mean, the S doesn't really help this. We already kind of knew it was plural. I feel like I need more than that. Hi to Moza on YouTube. All-inclusive. Yeah, not sure. Okay, we haven't seen this one yet. 3 down is kid with. Ooh, Maxwell has an interesting guess for 1 down. Jabs. Sharp Criticisms or jabs. Yeah, that actually looks very promising. I like that. Ooh, and Allie writes Josh for kid with. Yeah. This is starting to make a lot of sense. So I'm kidding with you. I'm just joshing. Um, I think I think this is looking promising. And this double J is a very strange letter combination, but I think for an African amulet, it actually works nicely. And at 4 down, we have an action film weapon. So I think. So what was this one? 14 across, all inclusive. Yeah, Captain Jack, one of the best usernames, writes Juju for an African amulet. It's a very solid 1 across entry. Mr. Monster writes, in total, how many people are watching? I'm not immediately sure. I can't see that on my screen right now. We do get way more viewers on TikTok than where you're watching on YouTube for whatever reason. So I can tell you. Let's see. Yeah, people writing A to Z. Lucinda excited about A to Z, all inclusive. Yeah, that was tough without any crossing letters. I would not have gotten that, but all inclusive, A to Z, encompassing everything. Barbara McDowell on Facebook, welcome to you. Got Juju as well. And the action film weapon Shania is telling me is an Uzi. Yeah, that was a pretty smooth first corner of the puzzle. I always breathe a sigh of relief when we survive the first corner. It sort of sets the tone for the rest of the puzzle, in my view. And the last few days, I feel like we've had a tough go in the first corner, but today, I think it bodes well for us. All right, Mr. Monster says there are 8 people watching on YouTube, and someone on TikTok is telling me 72 people are watching on TikTok. So those are about the numbers right now. Although it also tends to pick up, I've noticed, about midway through stream, we tend to reach our peaks. You guys are the early comers. All right, water to beer at 17 across. I've got 4 letters, but a lot of blanks. I'm really not actually sure here. What do we think? Ooh, Maxwell and Allie have, yeah, very good idea here. Basic ingredient. Wow. Oh, it fits perfectly. Nice job. Sean says TikTok is where it's at. Come to the dark side, YouTube people. I can be the conduit between the TikTok and the YouTube chats. We love all our viewers equally. Basic ingredient. Yeah, that was a good spot by Maxwell and Allie got that. So water to beer. Yeah, water is one of the basic. There are like 4 ingredients in beer, right? And water is certainly one of the basic ingredients. Nice job. Gym routines. We've got a C in place. And 21 across is high hair. Ooh, Lucinda guesses cycle, which is an interesting idea for gym routines. The problem for me is that it's not plural. In gym routines, I guess cycle could sort of refer to a plural word. So maybe cycle works. A lot of other people agree as well. So let's try it. High hair. And what do we have at 5 across? Course with cosines. Okay. This is a clue after my own heart. I have a lot of math education under my belt. Usually when I say that, people groan and tell me how much they hate math. Yeah, trig. Trig is looking good to me. Trig is the course. Trigonometry, of course, short for trigonometry. That looks good. Trig is in trigonometry, exactly. Yeah, awesome. All right. I'm incensed at 8 down. And what do we have here? Shakespearean scoundrel. I know this one. We have a lot of guesses for this high hair clue. And so far, none of them have started with a Y. So what do I do with that? Yeah, maybe cycle isn't right. Maybe we should course correct here a little bit. Barbara McDowell on Facebook, right? Grr. Yeah, I think that's right for I'm incensed. And it's in quotes, so it's like the sound, a verbal equivalent of I'm incensed, I'm mad, grr. That's looking good. Nice one, Barbara. Updo. Okay, I've gotten a lot of people saying that updo is going to be the high hair. That sounds good to me. I mean, it's up, it is high. And so now we have the CU in place. So if cycle's wrong, what do we think? What do we think? Meanwhile, Shania and Allie writing, no, they're Shakespeare. Iago is the Shakespearean scoundrel from Othello. Nice one. Iago shows up a lot in crosswords, probably the most common crossword character. I'm trying to think, but yeah, because it's 3 vowels and it's relatively short, so you'll learn a lot about Iago if you solve a lot of crosswords. Waterfall sound. Someone's telling me there are 99 people in the TikTok. Oh, 100 viewers in TikTok chat right now. Okay, that's cool. What do we have here? Waterfall sound. Roar. Yeah, I like that clue. Roar could have been clued like a lion's sound, but I like thinking of a waterfall making a roaring sound. It's very pleasant. Mr. Monster writes curls, and in all caps says, please, it's curls, I've got it. All right, Mr. Monster really wants credit for this one. You deserve it. Yeah, gym routines, curls, that seems very plausible. You know, the bicep exercises. Yeah, 5-letter gym routine. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. You got it. All right, so we have a lot in place now in the second little segment here. Extra large cocktail. Interesting. And certain sonata sections. What are people up to this weekend? Any extra large cocktails in your Saturday night plans? Yeah, triple. That looks good to me. Make it a triple. That is pretty large. I don't think I've ever ordered a triple. Like 3 shots of alcohol, I'm presuming that means. I don't even order 3 shots of espresso in my coffee in the morning. Shania is suggesting it's triple as in triple sec. Is that the idea? Not so sure, actually. Okay, but everyone at least agrees on triple as the answer, whether or not we agree on why it's the answer. Maxwell says most places you can't legally serve a triple. Is that true? All right, certain sonata section. Saw some people writing rondos. I don't know my sonatas that well, so that one's new to me, but I definitely trust you guys. And then the folk singer Guthrie is, yeah, Arlo Guthrie. Very nice. Woody Guthrie's son. Well done. All right, we're cruising today. Yeah, TikTok chat in particular is kind of on fire right now. Part of many LA addresses. At 23 down, 5 letters starting with an A. This one's a little mysterious to me. I'm not sure what's going on here. Shania, I guess, is apartments, like spelled like this, short for apartments. It's a very nice idea. It definitely could be right. Why LA in particular, I wonder? Lots of places have apartments. I'm not doubting you, but let's just leave it blank for now, because I don't know if apartments feels like 100% locked to me. Mr. Monster says, I've got to go, but I'll be back. All right. Farewell to you for the moment, and we look forward to seeing you again. Lots of apartments. All right, fine. Let's do apartments. Yeah, Allie notes, oops, that's not how you spell apartments. Yeah, the shorthand for apartments. Allie notes that LA in the clue is abbreviated, so it's not spelled out as Los Angeles, and that typically is a hint that the answer will be abbreviated as well. So that's why you don't have to spell out. Although actually, I'm just looking at this. This is the shorthand for appointments. Not usually apartments is just APTS, right? Am I going nuts? This is usually how you say apartments. So I don't know. Ooh, Dells has an interesting guess for apartment number. Wow, that's a real abbreviation. Yeah, Lucinda says that's a good one. I agree. Yeah. All right, let's see if apartment number gets us anywhere. We might as well check the crosses. Boy Scouts expertise. Any Boy Scouts in chat? And what do we have at 36? Volunteers offer. Okay. Volunteers offer. We have a couple of guesses for the Boy Scouts expertise. We have Tense Lily Moron. What kind of username is that? Are you Is that self-deprecation? Lily Moron guesses tense, which I think is very plausible. And then other people are guessing knots. XY Burr Snipes TV says knots. Yeah, those both look pretty plausible to me. Kent Ketchum writes, knots Boy Scout for most of my life. All right, so if you're a Boy Scout for most of your life, I'm putting knots in. I'm trusting you. Boy Scouts definitely learn how to tie a lot of knots. I was only Boy Scout for a few years. I never made it, with merit badges and all that jazz. So I unfortunately grew up to not know my knots. Let's see if that K does any work for us. Gear on roof racks. And what do we have at 27? Ancient South American. Man, you guys are fast. Cindy, Lucinda, Shania right away got skis for the gear on roof racks. Not obvious to me, but I guess the idea is that, like on your car, sometimes there's a rack on the top of your car that you'll mount your skis on because they're sort of bulky to fit inside the car. So the skis are the gear, and they are sometimes found on car roof racks. Barinda writes, Jack. Barindra. Welcome. Inca, yeah. The ancient South American is an Inca. That looked great. What do we have at 26 across? Glucose, for instance. Huh. I know glucose is a sugar. Oh, simple syrup. Nice. Yeah, simple syrup. Yeah. That seems very plausible. We'll check the Y in a second just to make sure, just to make it a lock. But simple certainly seems to be correct. Ooh, simple sugar, Dells writes. Ooh, maybe simple sugar is actually better. I actually kind of like simple sugar better. Now we definitely need to check crosses. I'm just going to leave the simple S in. Let's polish off this section while we're here, and then we'll go check that out. Kingdom cited in Psalms. I always need chat for the Bible references. Yeah, Sean asks, what's the crossword theme for today? Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I can tell you the title of the puzzle, which is often a hint to the theme, Not Tough at All. Not tough at all. And I'm assuming that 17 across is a theme answer, basic ingredient, and whatever 26 ends up being is probably going to be a theme answer of sorts. So you tell me what the theme is. Meanwhile, we have only one letter left on volunteers offer. Apologies if someone already wrote it in chat. Sometimes chat goes fast and I miss it. Susan Leah Lynn just joined on Instagram. Welcome to you. Instagram folks, don't be shy. I can see you. If you want to play, just type your answers into chat. Yeah, Jane writes, I can for volunteers offer. I like that as well. Like, I can do it. I'm volunteering. I can do it. That works very well. Ooh, I think Allie just caught the theme. Allie writes, makes sense so far. Our long clues start with basic and simple. So I think that is the idea here. Reminder, it's called Not Tough at All, which I thought might be a reference to the difficulty of the puzzle. Obviously, it's not. Not tough at all. And it seems like we are having phrases that begin with words that mean easy, not tough. Basic, simple. So maybe easy will be in one of these. I'm now racking my brain to think of other synonyms of simple. Nice spot, Allie. Well done. Okay, meanwhile, people have been telling me for ages that Moab is the kingdom cited in Psalms. Yet again, I'm going to trust you all on that one. And what do we have here? Bridge destroyer, perhaps. Bridge destroyer. Also, I'm starting to get... Yeah, Lily writes sabotage. That seems very plausible to me. Shania, Lucinda, yeah, people agreeing. Ooh, Safi writes saboteur, which I also really like. So now we yet again have a disagreement. Saboteur. One who sabotages? Okay, maybe I'll leave it like this for now. Because there's definitely... the chat seems split about 50-50 on what this is going to be. And normally I check the crosses to sort this out, but I still feel like sugar versus simple is hanging. And in general, I like a top-down solve, so I actually just... It's bothering me that this corner is blank. So let's just restart for a second and go up here. Just for my sanity. Gamma follower, 9 across. I know this. And Greenland, not Greenland, Greenland. What do we think? Feudal lord. Yeah, Pavaru wrote Delta very quickly for Gamma follower. Yeah. Again, so trig next to Delta. A lot of math in today's puzzle. I guess Gamma and Delta don't have to be math. It's the Greek alphabet, but if you have a lot of math education like I do, then you learn your Greek alphabet. Delta does alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Exactly. Pavo. Nice job. What Pisces precedes? Okay, this, on the other hand, I'm not very good at, knowing the order of the zodiac. So who knows? Someone in chat must know their zodiac. What Pisces precedes. I'm even just thinking of what 5-letter zodiac there are. Yeah, Shania writes Aries. Taurus, unfortunately, doesn't fit, right? Yeah, Aries seems to be the consensus. David writes, where are the crosswords from? So all the crosswords we do here are from Arkadium. So Arkadium, go to Arkadium.com. They put out like 12 different crosswords a day, and they have all different types, different types of themes, easy, medium, hard, everything you want. But they also have other games as well. So I highly encourage you to check out Arkadium, or look at the bio wherever you're watching. You'll see links, and follow us. Yeah, Shania writes Arkadium.com, exactly. That's where we got it. Okay, let's get back on track here. Barindra writes, you majored in math, Jack? Yes, I did major in math, and also did graduate work in math as well. So that is definitely my world, part of my world, math and puzzles. Okay, stars in, I'm presuming this is Latin. Yeah, people like astro, although sometimes it might be astra. I feel like astra is more of the Latin, but it really, I feel like it could be either. So let us, Shania writes, star study is astrology. Yeah, it is kind of notable that we've got the zodiac crossing our astro right now. So what do we have here? Maybe we should leave this this blank, this SFO stat. Johnny writes, advanced calc, worst class ever. Sorry you feel that way. I do feel like math education does a disservice to college students by teaching Calc 3 is one of the first math classes that a lot of college students take, and I do feel like it's not the most beautiful math there is, and I think it turns a lot of people off. Okay, meanwhile, oh yeah, Ali writes, what's SFO? SFO is an airport code for San Francisco's airport. So it's going to be some, and stat is short, so this is going to be some abbreviation of like something you might see at an airport. Yeah, Good Soup is writing ETA. I like that. Like on the flight board, you'll have the estimated time of arrival of different flights. Yeah, exactly. And if ETA is right, then that sorts out star as being Astra. Okay, this is looking good. This section is looking good. And what do we have here? Yeah, now people are talking math in chat, which I love. Maxwell writes, nonlinear differential equations definitely traumatized me. Yet again, I feel like the first math class I took in college was Calc 3, and then I took differential equations, and I was starting to feel like, this is getting a little tedious. But then I got into linear algebra and abstract algebra, and all that stuff is so beautiful, and I'm very glad that I didn't shy away from math. They're just such different tonally. But you're not alone of being traumatized by differential equations. They are beasts. Feudal lord and core principle. Everyone's writing tenet is a core principle. I like that. Sean says abstract algebra was my nemesis. So a lot of people took pretty high level math in chat today. I like abstract algebra. I think it's pretty cool. And liege for feudal lord. People have been telling me that for ages, and I'm just catching up now. Okay, pretty smooth section, I think. 22 across, nativity scene part. Nativity scene part. What do we think for this? And what's this 9 down starting with dad? Anti-establishment creative works. Okay. XY Burr writes, definitely manger. Yeah, that seems right. For the nativity scene. That looks great. And then Erin Greenland. I think Erin is a name for Ireland, which is a very green country, so that checks out. And then anti-establishment creative works. Yeah, we have two ideas in chat, both of which look plausible to me. So Dada is like an art movement. So Dadaism is one idea, or Dada art could be the other one. So let's keep this blank for now and check some crosses. We have a hyphen cousin at 19 down. Crossing blank accepted toothpaste phrase. What is the toothpaste phrase? Should have put a ring on it, right? It's M dash. I swear, some of these usernames make me laugh. M dash is the hyphen cousin. That looks great. Is M dash? I've been seeing a lot of things that ChatGPT and other like large language models overuse the M dash, and it's a dead giveaway for AI generated writing. It might be the N dash or something else, but I swear I saw something like this recently. I like an M dash, so hopefully my writing doesn't look AI generated. I should have put a ring on it. It says that your name is Erin. Yeah, the puzzle is an ode to you. Welcome, Erin. Yeah, ADA accepted, American Dental Association. User 255 says, I've always used M dash, I don't appreciate. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think AI should get to claim the M dash. Dell's, okay, good eye. I was getting distracted, but Dell's keep an eye on the prize on our theme here, notes that this A in M dash kind of settles the sugar versus syrup debate. So simple sugar is looking more promising if we trust our A. Nice. And we only have one letter left in this. It looks like it was a Dada art after all. Yeah, Dada art, Dadaism, both could have happened. Cool. All right, we got about the first, what do we call this, first half of the puzzle done? Figures on board game boxes. Okay. And excessive interest, 29 down. What do we think? User 84 says AI does overuse it, does overuse the M dash. Yeah, what are we going to do about this? Because I don't want to stop using it. Yeah, K writes ages for figures on board game boxes. That looks good. If we didn't have these letters in place, I might have thought, like, I don't know, figures like kids enjoying the game or something, but figures literally like numbers, facts and figures. So an age range is very common on board games, like ages 10 and up or whatever. We have a few different guesses for 29 down in chat. Maybe we should look at 31 across first. 6 stanza poems. 6 stanza poems. Not obvious to me. Oof, Lucinda came in quick with that. Sestinas? Ooh, that's new to me. Musty's writing sestains? Sestanza? Okay, maybe we don't know the suffix exactly, but I like ses as the beginning because ses as a prefix means 6. So this is looking good, and that kind of sorts out the debate about 29 down. Looks like usury. Tough clue. Excessive interest, I thought of like being an avid fan, you know, excessive interest, being obsessed with something. But no, this is interest in the financial sense. Very cool. All right, should have put a ring on it, is agreeing that Sestina is probably right. So why don't we put it in? That was our first guess. Sestinas. And see where it takes us. Objects of devotion. Starting with an I, 5 letters, and denier's response. Okay. Robin asks, how is everyone? It's a nice question. I'm doing great. Happy to be solving a crossword with you fine folks on a Saturday afternoon. Doesn't get much better than this. Denier's response, yeah, nope. People kind of seem to be converging on nope. And Captain Jack notes that objects of devotion could be idols or icons. Yeah, they both sort of work, don't they? Kent Ketchum writes, best day of my life. Is that true? That's nice to hear. Why so chipper, Kent? Robin says, nice and sunny in Scotland today. Yeah, I haven't been outside yet, but from looking out the window, it looks nice and sunny here as well in the New York area. Marindra on YouTube writes, tricky hints this round. I agree. Yeah, the title of the crossword, not tough at all, definitely doesn't describe the difficulty. It is keep putting up some resistance. Okay, 34 down, we have 1 Corinthians last word. Yet another biblical reference. Amen. Yeah. I should have seen that. Rand, Cindy, Captain Jack, Kay, all getting amen. Very nice. It seemed like such a specific, like the last word of 1 Corinthians, but now it was actually inferable even if you've never read it. Major blank, butler. Okay. Crossing adds turf to. Mussy. Mussy writes, I bet 43 across is easy something. Yeah, Mussy's keeping an eye on the theme, which I love. If you are just joining, our theme seems to be phrases that begin with words, synonyms of easy, basically. So basic ingredient and simple sugar, basic and simple. And Mussy was noticing a Y in the 4th slot here and guessing that this is going to start with easy. Does anyone know this? Walter Mosley's Sleuth. Anyone know that? And what do we have here? Yeah, we have adds turf to, and we still haven't really sorted out objects of devotion. Crossing, have we looked at 42 across? Lugged. Okay. Cindy writes sods for adds turf to. I like that as well. Sod is that kind of grass that comes in these big rolls that you roll out and to make turf. So that looks good. And what is this? Major blank, a butler. Major domo, Lucinda writes. Lucinda's usually correct, so I'm going to trust you on these. Tony Octopus is guessing the sleuth. So who is I believe Walter Mosley is a crime writer. So presumably there is a sleuth that like regularly appears in these novels. Does anyone read Walter Mosley's books? That'd be very helpful. And by the way, 32 down, if Domo's correct, that gets us idols as opposed to icons. We kind of weren't sure here which one this was going to end up being. Lucinda says sometimes it's just luck, but thanks. No, I think you're being modest. I think you're quite good at crosswords. Connor reminding me that we were debating sabotage versus saboteur here for a bridge destroyer, but now that we have usury in place, this R settles that question for us. Nice. Barindra writes, what's a sleuth? A sleuth is a detective. Kind of like Sherlock Holmes is a sleuth. Peyton, in all caps and with exclamations, writes, Easy Rollins. Easy Rollins. Yeah, that sounds familiar to me. It's a pretty cool name for a sleuth. Easy Rollins. Definitely fits our theme as well. Easy, basic, and simple. So I'm pretty happy with this. Let's check that W. 42 down, wee hour. An hour is shortened, so maybe there'll be some kind of shorthand in the answer as well. And we have Cupid counterpart at 50 across. Yeah, Pat and Rubo both coming in with 2 a.m. That's definitely a wee hour. 2 a.m. Arkadium reminding us that we have lots of other games, and that you should check out the links in the bio if you're curious what else we've got on offer. More crosswords to be found at Arkadium.com, and lots of other games as well. All right, where are we now? 2 a.m. looks good. Can we look at 37 across, someone asks? Yes, that is the perfect place to look. 37 across, flatten informally. Flatten informally. Okay, but meanwhile, even though I did that, I had looked at 50 across, and everyone seems to be getting the answer. Eros is the counterpart of Cupid. These are both, this is Greek and Roman mythology. These are, gods of love, I guess. Very nice. Flatten informally. People like crush, yeah. My only problem with this is that crush is not very informal, is it? Crush is, yeah, Shania, when you flatten a can, you crush the can. I agree, but is that an informal way to say crush? I'm not sure. Yeah. Epsilon and XY burr say smush makes more sense. I kind of like that better. Just because smush does feel a little more informal. Yeah, Brock and Carla all agree. So let's go with smush for now. We can always course correct if it's wrong. Okay, Rumple at 38 down, and Coast Guard guys at 37 down. What are we thinking? What's this little one? Real estate ad abbreviation. Ugh. Sort of feel like this could be anything. Yeah, okay, so Coast Guard guys, seamen, and people like rumple muss. Yeah, I guess if you like muss someone's hair, you rumple it. It's looking reasonable. Does that make any sense of 49 across? Real estate ad. XY Burr has a good guess for this. RMS as a shorthand for rooms. I've definitely seen that. Like 4 rooms, 3 bathrooms. That would be shortened to RMS in an ad. Looks good. Looks very good. You guys are crushing it today. So we're getting to the part where the bottom row of the crossword is cut off. So I might try to scroll this. Yeah, I'll try to fix this at some point. So now the top row is cut off. Apologies, but we're down here now, so this should work out. 41 down with conciseness. Family 43 got that super quickly. Tersely. Yeah, I like that. Terse means concise of few words. Warthog says we're smushing it today. It's hilarious. Yeah, exactly. We really are. You guys, normally I'd say you guys are crushing it, but that's a little too formal, don't you think? We're smushing it today. Crosswordlin followed the host. Thank you, Crosswordlin. And love your username. You must be into crosswords. Cause to smile. Normally I think amuse, but it doesn't fit. Maybe we should check some of the shorter entries here. Whenever there's a big wide open space, I find that it's easiest to chip away at it from like the 3-4 letter answers. Appeasing gift. Yeah, unfortunately this isn't that easy, at least for me. 46 down is decorator details. And oh, people get saying cheese for cause to smile. Is that like is that a reference to like say cheese? I don't know. That's kind of a weird clue answer pair. I sort of get it, but I also sort of don't. Chat seems to like cheese. Warthog guesses please, which I also think makes sense. Like if you please someone, you cause them to smile. And I just thought of yet another of bemuse. Oh yeah, Stasia's telling me someone else said bemuse. Okay, so we have 3, I think, pretty valid possibilities. for 51 across. So let's work on some of these downs instead. 52 down, mingled with. What do we think? Crosswordling likes please and gives me decorator details or specs. Like specifications? That definitely seems promising to me. And if specs is correct, then please would work. Nice job, crosswordling. All right, should we see how please looks with the other answers in this section? Mingled with. And what is 60 across? Minimally courteous. Not sure. Oh, Sean's saying check 42 across. Toped? Yeah, I had sort of neglected this, hadn't I? I don't know this word. Is this a word? Toped? Or do we have an error? Denier's response. Ooh, we might have an error. Yeah, Rand is writing toted, which definitely fits the clue better. Lugged, to lug something is to tote it around. But then what do we have here? Denier's response. It's not going to be note. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, crosswordling, not I. Ali got not I. Wow. Thank you, Sean, for saving us. We almost missed out on our confetti. That was a bad error. Totally neglected that. Yeah, toted, not I as a Denier's response, and Easy Rollins with an I as a perfectly good spelling, it looks like. Whew, dodged a bullet there. Safi writes, damn, that's a huge save. I know. I know. I'm sweating. Suddenly I don't feel like I'm on firm ground anymore. 63 across. What rolls often are. Safi guesses spicy. Bread rolls don't tend to be spicy. Maybe like sushi rolls? I'm not sure. Sean gives Rand credit for calling out the 42 across. Yeah, sorry if I miscredited. And what is this little one up here? Appeasing gift. We saw this earlier. I'm still not really sure about it. Kind of a tough section, actually. I feel like things were going smoothly and we've sort of screeched to a halt. And noticing that we had an error earlier in the grid did not help me psychologically. All right, egg rolls are spicy. Yeah, people like spicy for 63 across. Egg rolls. Skateboarding stunt. What do we think? Barbara on Facebook guesses flips. Yeah, you can definitely do flips on skateboards. My only problem with that is that skateboarding stunt is singular and flips is plural. But it still could be right. Barindra writes ollie, which I like as well. An ollie is like a basic jump on a skateboard. Like when you get the skateboard off the ground, that's called an ollie. TikTok chat seems to heartily agree. So, all right, yeah, spicy I was never really feeling for what rolls often are. So let's take another stab at this, assuming that ollie is correct. Oh, and meanwhile, minimally courteous. I think I was seeing a lot of people before writing civil. Sorry for missing that. Yeah, if I'm being civil, I'm being courteous, but kind of, not overly nice. I'm just being civil. That fits very well. What do we have here? 48 down is annoyance. XY Burr writes that rolls are seedy. Rolls are often seedy. Yeah, okay. I normally think of the word seedy to be like kind of a dingy bar, a seedy alley, or a seedy dive bar. But I guess rolls literally have seeds. They are seedy. And annoyance, Tony Octopus likes peeve. Yeah, that definitely works. Like a pet peeve. What is this? Appeasing gift. Sop? Someone's going to have to explain this one to me. Danny78 likes sop for 46 across. What does this mean? Appeasing gift. Sop. Not sure. Mingled with. People writing avid, which definitely fits the answer, but I don't know if it fits the clue that well. Am I wrong? And we should probably check our last theme answer. I'm assuming it's the last theme answer because it's the last long across in the puzzle. Copper or aluminum. What do we think? Yeah, Kent Ketchum, who's having the best day of his life, writes amid for mingled with. Yeah, that fits the clue a little better, right? Like, amid means among, means mingling with. Hmm. Yeah. And this is kind of looking, remember our theme. We have basic, we have simple, we have easy. So this should be something that means easy. People writing elementary. Very nice. Elementary as in like the periodic table of elements. Copper and aluminum are both elements. They're elementary. And maybe metal? Yeah, Sean, Dells, Shania, all like elementary metal. Very nice. Good work. Oh, Alexander on Instagram, our first Instagram comment of the day, also knew elementary something. Nice work. Barinder writes elementary, my dear. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about sleuths earlier, and Sherlock Holmes came up. Elementary, dear Watson. What's the exact quote? All right. I think we're in good standing right now. 58 down. We have principle of an East Asian religion. Caesar conquest at 53 down. Man, you guys are fast. Carla's Lindsay writes Tao for the East Asian religion. Yeah, the principle is Tao. Very nice. Blank time, quaint. Yep, and Crosswordlin and Captain Jack writing, no, the Caesar conquest is Gaul. You guys are good. You guys are really good. Pop superstar for short. I don't know if this is going to be a specific pop superstar or a general term for a pop superstar. Not sure. But I can say that Milkman likes old, spelled with an E. Yeah, old time is quaint. I've never seen time spelled out like this. Like I think of old with OLDE, like ye old shop. Shop spelled with two P's and an E. But I get what they're doing. Ah, Lady Gaga, of course. Yes, it is a specific pop star. Yeah, pop superstar for short, Gaga. Nice. Now we basically have these filled in. Sweater pattern and brought up. Lay, welcome back. Lay was quick to get Argyle as the sweater pattern. And what do we have as this last Ice Age novelist? Crossing, brought up. Yeah, reared. You know, this would have been a tough clue without all these letters in place, because brought up is kind of a vague phrase. When I see brought up, I think like brought up in conversation, but this is literally like raised a child. Brought up. Well done. All right, just one section left in this crossword. I always get a little sad at this time, like I don't want it to end. We've nested object at 54 across. Ooh, egg. Yeah, nice. Yeah, egg makes a lot of sense. I was thinking things that nest into each other, but I think egg looks perfectly good for that slot. Research paper notation at 54 down. And we have steady look at 55 down. What do we think? Yeah, et al. And by the way, as we are coming to the end here, I do want to plug tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow we're doing a very special stream. Amay and I are co-hosting together for the second time ever in honor of Mother's Day. So please join us tomorrow. Amay is a mother herself. I have a mother that I love very much, and so we'll be celebrating all moms tomorrow. And we have a custom crossword that was made just for you guys, all for Mother's Day. So please do join us then. Yeah, Kristen and Leighton just followed. Thank you for that. And following is a really good way to not miss tomorrow's show, because if you follow us, then TikTok will remind you when we're on. Okay, meanwhile, I was getting distracted. Steady look, gaze. A lot of people following now. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Monster's back. Says, hey, I've been gone for a bit, but I got the curls one. Yeah. Mr. Monster noting that you were the one who got gym routines as curls, and all the crosses checked out, so good work to you. Okay, Grand Tetons Grazer. I've been to the Grand Tetons mountain range in Wyoming. Misha says my For You page always pushes these when you are finishing these. That's a shame. That's a shame. Well, we're on every day at noon Eastern, so if you want to look for us then, you won't just catch the tail end. Grand Tetons Grazer looks like an elk. That seems very, very promising there. I didn't see any elk while I was there, unfortunately. All right, only 2 squares left in this crossword puzzle. Be Slothful at 62 across, and Swiss Abstractionist at 65 across. All going to reveal elation. Yeah. Elation. Be slothful. Yeah, some disagreement over whether this is lazy or laze, but I think laze works a little better with the clue and with the cross, by the way. Yeah, because glee, it looks like the last word in this puzzle is going to be glee, and the Swiss Abstractionist is clee. And I think glee is a very nice note to end on. And hopefully, okay, I think every single time I always do a dramatic pause. Sean already given me the drum roll. Every time I have streamed one of these crosswords, I think we've gotten the confetti. We have not yet had an error in the grid, but this error earlier has me nervous that maybe today, maybe there's some other error lurking in the grid. So let's find out, see if we did our job today. Nice work, everybody. Yes, got the confetti. That was fun. That was awesome. Not Tough at All by Fred Piskup. Basic ingredients, simple sugar, easy Rollins, and elementary metal. Not an elementary puzzle, but well done to all of you. These are so much more fun to do together than alone. And please join us tomorrow, same time, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Amay and I will be solving a Mother's Day themed crossword together. And follow us. Like the live, share with your friends, because that all just helps us continue doing this. And I really have a lot of fun solving these puzzles with you guys. Good work. User 255 says, I'm so excited for your co-host. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, last time was really fun, so you don't want to miss it. I will see you then. And in the meantime, have a great Saturday, everybody.